objective is for us to educate, inform, and at the same time, infotain. That is information and entertainment at the same time. Yeah.
My guy, my brother, my blood. You no get wetin fall from sky, we ground enough he collect. You know now, we have been through a lot. And we are still standing strong, nothing dey happen. You don't forget, together we overcame monsters. Found our own way through the dark with our own light. Never stayed on our knees when the world brought us down. And when hunger tigele, we found a way through the tough times. Battled the darkness with hope. And survived the heartbreak of loss. You see, all these things have made us unbreakable, unstoppable. So guy, shake off that bad vibe. Face that challenge with your full chest. Because this life, now we go run am together. Nothing do you.
We move. One day I know say I go make that's a very statement. So over to you, Mr. Chairman, and my distinguished members. So how do we feel first hearing this ad? Personally, I mean it just resonates deeply, speaks of the Nigerian spirit, to always want to thrive against all odds. But of course, I leave it to you, distinguished professionals, to judge as you deem fit. So let's
okay. Yeah. So I think we should just dive straight. Yeah, Emeka is there. In spirit and in soul and in flesh. Emeka, say hello to the house.
Hi everyone. Apologies for joining late.
Hi boss, how was your flight?
Good to see you. Yeah.
Same here. Emeka, I was gonna ask you if you are one of the voice for the Big Brother house. I said one day I'm gonna ask you.
Yeah, unfortunately, I can't reveal that now. There's an NDA. So
if I catch you, well, I never can. No one. I never can say. So, yeah, if it is you, well done. So, who's going first? Let's start with Muyiwa. Or the ladies first. Okay, Rolayo.
It was a nice watch. If you ask me, the thing that I kind of had an issue with was first I didn't even know, except for the title that says voice note. I didn't understand what the voiceover was doing. Like I thought somebody was just speaking, right? And then there were 3 friends in almost all the flashbacks. So I wasn't sure which of the friends was actually the one doing the speaking. So maybe it would have been nice if part of the scenes was recorded had like the friend speaking, so that we could see that it was actually his friend talking, and which of the friends. That's my comment.
I'll suggest Mr. Mayowa or Muyiwa should lead.
I'll block you.
Okay. So in terms of cinematography, for me, if we're going to rate over 5, I think I would give it a 4. And the reason is also because for me, I feel like in terms of the concept, they also tapped into something that was locally relevant, which is the storytelling nature of, the way a typical decent Nollywood story is being told. With the way that they also, I know we're not speaking to sound now, but with the way they also infused the visuals and the sound, it was very easy to follow. And pretty much when you watch the ad, you will always almost watch it till the end, because it tells a story that everyone can resonate with. And I think visually they were able to bring that to light, and they were able to really strongly communicate the message, which is almost like, you know, the tenacity of every young Nigerian. I think visually that came across very strongly. So I'd rate it 4/5.
Nice one, nice one. Thank you, Emeka. So, Muyiwa, over to you.
Yeah, for me, it was it was a well told story. If you look at how they focused on the primary character and using different angles. So from the first shot, which was in the bus, to showing it from outside, to taking it to the city, to bringing him into the office. And let's also remember this was a 90-second ad. It was quite a lot to pack into that, but again, in terms of ad, it's a long ad, but in terms of the story, they found a very, very creative and effective use of quick cuts, using different techniques, quick cuts, flashbacks, zooming into, focusing, drawing back at different points, different camera angles to show perspective of either the character or people in the room. And you got a sense of the character's experience throughout. It's almost like they took you by the hand and took you through that journey. And it was just a beautiful use of camera angles and shots. I will give it a 4.5. Or also, you'd see they use very subtle transitions as well. So as they moved from scene to scene, they were very subtle. You didn't feel jagged. You didn't feel like, oh, they've cut me off. You know, there were very subtle transitions, and the story was just easy to follow. Before you know it, you watch a 90-second ad, and it didn't feel like an ad at all. It felt like, yeah, Emeka said Nollywood. It felt like a Nollywood short film. So it was brilliant. So 4/5 from me.
I think they are pretty cool, except for the fact that I expected a much more captivating angle that would create more stronger appeal in terms of suspense, because there's this thing about motion picture that when you create a little bit of suspense and relief and reveal, there's this relief that comes with it. I do not have an example I can really give you now because of time, but I think they could actually they could have done more, especially if there was a very good director, because it comes from the director's treatment to production. So on that, I will give it a 3. Yeah, I'm not trying to be very shrewd, but I want to see stuff that when you put it out there, people will be wowed when they are watching it, you know. So yeah, that's about that for me.
I think in terms of strategy, it was really, you could tell that, I mean, this was driven by local insights, consumer insights. It was driven by how we use mobile phone. In fact, there was the shot around the voice notes showed that it was on WhatsApp, you know. Also, if you look at the need state itself, it's speaking to that everyday hustling Nigerian, right? Yes, it was set in the city of Lagos, but again, that's, you know, almost epitomizes that persona and that they are trying to reach. So you could tell that the consumer was at the center of the strategy, and that was led to how do we connect with this person. That was what led to the content, the storytelling, and that approach as well. So production, I think you again, historically, MTN has done great work. Mamana Boy, you know, it has always been like that too. Oh, Jerry and all that, right? So there's a certain level of production quality and cinematography that comes to it. I think that it is recognizable. Every MTN ad is now recognizable based on just because of that level of standard that they've set over time. And again, this also speaks to, this is another MTN ad. It is not trying to be like any other one, but it sets a different level of just connecting with that target audience in the typical MTN style. I think the execution was spot on, considering for today's market, for where we are in terms of what's possible with technology, what's relevant to the African market, and particularly the Nigerian consumer. It was, I would say, for most MTN users, again, you could say that there was that sense of pride and acceptance. And I don't know how it performed in terms of switching from competitors to MTN users, but among MTN users, again, it's something that they could wear on their badge and be proud of that. Yes, I'm an MTN user. Yeah, so we talked about the use of audio, and primarily it was around the voice note itself, but it was if you look at the casting, and I'm not just talking about the main character, but the voiceover as well was really bang on. You wanted to follow that story. There wasn't too much razzmatazz in terms of the background noise, the city noise, and all of that, the office noise. You remember there was this scene where there was everybody stopped, everybody.
I think strategy. Also, there was clear insights and human truth.
Yeah, so strategy.